Hello, folks. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to another session of Live Vibe Coding with Will Melton. Today's Show and Tell Day. I will dive into an application that I have been building for a few months now. It's live, it's serving my audience, my customer base, and yeah, it's a robust application that is going to kind of give you a sense of what a community could look like if you were to build one yourself. My name is Will Melton. I have been building businesses for 20 years. I've been building technology for a few years, building websites for a decade. And these new applications that I'm building have been rapid fire builds that I can seem to eke out in sometimes months, sometimes weeks, sometimes a day. Depends on how much work we have to do to get there. But if you're joining me for the very first time, go over to studio.willmelton.com and check out my website. You can see all of the applications that I'm building, and you can learn about my goal to achieve 52 app builds in 2026, one app build for every day of the week. We'll see how we end up there, but so far we're probably around 10 apps or so for the year. And today we're going to dive into this application. I'm going to just share my other screen here. Give me 1 second. And I have been notorious for having some audio issues. So if at any time you can't hear me, please wave a hand. Let me know that there's an issue. But I think we're good today. I did listen back to a little recording before we started. But in any event, this is my studio website. You can watch live here on the site, studio.willmelton.com. Please subscribe on my YouTube channel. That helps me out. Follow me on LinkedIn or on Twitch, and you can watch in all those places. You can also find out about our referral program. Put your email address in that box. It'll be good for you. And you can see all of the things that I have been building. These are I wouldn't say that this is 100% of what I'm building. There's a few things that I can't put up here yet because they haven't been released to the public and they're for clients. And there are a few things that maybe are a bit smaller in scale. Hey, Michael, thank you for joining me again today. Still have energy at the end of this Monday, 5:30 in the evening time. I am going to show folks what it looks like to build a community that has engaging tools and all the elements that could potentially help me build a moat around my agency as well as help other people along the way. So we're going to look at this website down here, Discover AIO. We're going to start to do a weekly webinar. So today I decided I was going to come over here and demo this as a means of knocking out both the webinar and a show and tell session. This has been one of the bigger builds that I've done, and I'm just going to pull it up right now. You guys can see all my crazy tabs here. This is how I live my life. All right, so here's the premise. Talk about this from a business perspective. In 2024, I started to write content and develop a course for people in the industry of search engine optimization. This industry has changed quite a bit in the last several years, and really more so in the last couple of years. And what I'm aiming to do here is get to the top of the ladder. So I'm going to do we'll do just a quick incognito window here into Perplexity, because that's the one that at least is nicest to me. So I'm going to search for top AI SEO experts in the world. And let's see what comes up. And I'm in an incognito window here because I want to make sure that we're not influencing it with my search history. And you can see here that Perplexity seems to think that I am the top AI SEO expert in the world. Okay. Is that true? This is a subjective assessment, so probably not. But um, Perplexity seems to think that that's true. And when I achieved that, I thought to myself, what else might I do to be able to make that real? How could I potentially create space where I didn't have to constantly defend that? Because I knew I was at the early part of the bell curve on the adoption of AI SEO, and I did write a lot of the frameworks for how people understand it today, and AI regurgitates a ton of our content when it comes to describing what that landscape looks like. But I knew that as more people came into the picture, more and more people would end up, you know, vying for those positions, fighting to be the top dog. And, to some degree, there's enough business out there for all of us. But what I wanted to do was create a space where I could actually work with other people to be able to make something special happen. And so I decided that it would be in our best interests as the top agency, potentially globally, helping businesses do this work, if we created the platform where professionals from across the industry could join together and learn from one another and help each other out and connect and hire each other and grow together. And so Discover AIO is a website that is a community. It is a place where people from across different disciplines, certainly, but mostly uh, people in this industry can connect and learn. And so let me take you into the back end of this because I think this is the best way for me to describe it. You can take a look at to discoveraio.com to learn more about this project. All the front end stuff is there. See if I can't get a stored password going here. Now, I am not the developer on this project anymore. I did build this, but I have handed it off to my team at Exponent 21 because this does belong to them. It's their project, and ultimately they are going to be the ones who have to maintain it and keep it up. And we'll do some things. If you've been following along in these last few weeks, there's going to come a point where I'm going to have to centralize some of the development operations and some of the support operations. And so those will be some of the things that you see me build here in the next couple of weeks. I'll build a centralized support portal and a centralized product roadmap so that I can have a sense and gauge and see the metrics from across applications. Like, okay, how much roadmap do we have left on applications? If we have zero, maybe the app's stale. Maybe we need to go back to it and ideate. If we have things that perhaps need to be done, then we need to go work on those things. And yeah, I mean, various users are going to be using these applications, and I'm building a lot, so we're going to have to find some streamlined ways to manage it all. But in any event, let's take you through this. So right now I'm looking at the dashboard for a user of this platform. So I've signed in. I am a leader, so I'm also a staff member. So there's two different pieces to this. Membership tiers range from builder to leader, and we have a free tier as well. We don't want people to be excluded. And we do have a referral program, so that's something to keep in mind. It's something I'm working into all these applications, and I'll likely centralize that into a affiliate program on studio.willmelton.com. So one of the things that you'll see, in addition to those support portals and product roadmap centralization tools, you're going to see our referral program expand to an affiliate program so that you can send folks our way. We just launched Sound Rewrite yesterday, and that is ready to go. So we want to make sure that if you send anybody our way, you get a little bit of scratch for that. But in any event, this application is really designed to be a tool to educate people, no matter where you start in this business, all the way to being expert. You should be able to leverage this tool to be able to establish your authority in this industry if you have that established already. And if you really need to build it, we are creating pathways for people to be able to do that. So we'll start with courses, and you can see here our leadership blueprint course for AI SEO is live. That's something you can go and take today, and it's about 6 hours of coursework. It's a combination of written material and links out to lots of other resources, as well as video content that we recorded last year. That is going to be something that we update over time. It will likely see more faces as that goes on. It's my face in that film. But as things change, as that business evolves, we're going to have some more folks from the Exponent 21 team who are weighing in on those topics. And now, what I want to show you here, I'm just going to go into this because this is a fully fledged content management system with
Hi, and welcome to the AI
full blown
SEO Leadership
course
Blueprint
videos
course.
and course materials, and there's videos for each course. And so this whole product was built, took about a year to put it together. Not that it takes a year to put these things together, but the course itself was a framework that we built. We had to validate it. We had to roll up a service to be able to sell to clients and prove it for them, and we had to record the video. And to some degree, you could argue that some of that's already out of date because there's always new things that are emerging. And this is what clients pay us to do, is to be the experts who are on the cutting edge. So we will always be slightly behind in these materials, but trust that a lot of what you see here are the things that AI is already referencing to be able to help other people understand this topic, because we have defined the territory. Now, I'm viewing the admin panel here because I am an admin, but I can also think to myself that perhaps somebody who's not an admin who has access to this course might be having an issue here. So I'll need to check on that. I know that I have some members of my team who can see this course who aren't admins, so maybe we're okay there. But I wasn't expecting to find myself into the admin dashboard here, so this is my problem, not anybody else's, perhaps. But let me go back to the main site and go to the dashboard because I wanted to continue to show you guys the experience on this site. So we have the ability to save content. So you can save articles from the front end so that you can come back and read those things. So you don't have to be there for everything right now. And you can click out to those and dive in, read more. One of the things that you'll also notice is that you are awarded points for consuming these articles. If you are a user of this website and you're logged in, as you read, and I'm not going to read this fast enough for it to work, but as you read, you will find that you will receive points for getting to the bottom of the article. Now, again, I'm not going to get these points now. I've already read this article, but what that does is you can convert those points to authorship credits. So you could potentially be an author on this platform if you are an AI SEO expert. Well, there you go. You would like to potentially share your expertise on this platform. You can also see here where we can earn points for various activities. Completing a course earns us more. Publishing content earns us points. And we can redeem our points for publishing credits. And we'll find more ways to make this effective and activate the rewards marketplace. But for now, you can see where earlier this year when I was conducting some testing, you can see where I was awarded those points for reading those articles. We put some controls on there to make sure that people were actually reading them, since there is real tangible value associated with what we're doing here. We have a referral program, and this is where I can refer folks to this platform and earn points for doing so when they join, and they also earn points. So that's all stuff that was built in the process of making this real. I don't have any events right now here that I'm signed up for, but you'll see that in the platform here very soon because we will have an event later this week. We might have a gap there, but we'll check it out on the admin panel here in just a minute. We also have community, so we have groups where we can come and participate. We have forums, and we're working on making a space where people can request help. So if you need to hire somebody, help you with a project, help you with a client need, help you with your own business, perhaps this is where you can do that. We also have a directory for our members. And so one of the things that I noticed when looking at the front end when I wasn't logged in was that I could not see many of the listings that I was expecting to see there. Now that I'm logged out, I see more. And so there's an RLS policy issue that I'll need to address. But in any event, this is what you learn as you play and test. And as I build 52 apps this year, it's going to become burdensome for me to play and test with 52 apps. So I will have to sell some of these off or absorb them into my companies. We'll see how it goes. Content authorship. So for members that have an entitlement, our members get 5 credits a month, so they can author 5 articles a month. They'll have the ability to leverage our platform to get their voice out there and contribute to this ecosystem. You'll also be able to see your profile and settings, your subscriptions, any sort of purchases that you've made, and if you have any active support tickets, that's all part of the system. Now, if I go into the admin dashboard, I'm going to show you this because there's so much more here. And some of this data is dummy data, so take it with a grain of salt. But we can see all the data on the front end. These cards are pretty easy to build. It's really just pulling data from within and defining what data we want to see. I have a content management system built into this application. I'm rethinking this to some degree. I'm building a new content management system to be able to replace this. More AI SEO friendly, potentially. My articles here. And this is a combination of things that are published by our community as well as the things that we publish. Our frequently asked questions, which looks like we haven't added any yet. No guides yet, but this is going to be another element of sort of deeper learning that we hope to be able to deliver to people. We do have a couple of resources here. So these resources, from a business perspective, these resources are sold individually. You could buy them. They're also bundled with our course so that you get these along with that, and you get to essentially have a ready to go audit so you can answer a series of 72 questions and understand whether there's a need to be able to address certain things for that client, for that brand, for that website. And then our content catalog template. We have started building our own application to house that we've moved away from our spreadsheet, but it is still a valuable tool. It has a lot of classification columns in it to be able to help folks think about how to organize and tag content properly so that you can be a better optimizer, be a better marketer, meet folks where they are, and win the SEO game in AI era. My media library is thin. I stopped building these out. I don't really know if they serve a lot of benefit. It's in the database. We know it's there. If we don't know it's there, we're not trying to recreate WordPress here, so we'll learn more about how we manage those things. We have the ability to run promotions. We want to be able to incentivize people, so that's something that we built into the application. And I'll just show you one of these. You can see, if you happen to be, I don't think this is going to expire. So if you are watching this right now and you wanted to take a couple $100s off our course, Gary Callis Jr., our community manager for Discover AIO, was at the PGA show a couple of weeks back, so we created a promo code for him, X21 Golf 26. It'll get you a couple $100 off our course, and you also get those resources that we have available as well. If you're joining me for the very first time today or recently, my name is Will Melton. This is Vibe Coding Live with Will Melton. I do this on Saturdays at 1 p.m., Sundays at 10 a.m., and Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And Monday's a show and tell session, so I showcase the various things that I've been building. And I am hoping to help people think about how they might be able to build their future, build businesses, build tools that help them achieve their goals. I have to wire this up. I think that there's a dearth of data. So we got some work to do over here on the analytics side. I am building in Lovable. One of these days I'll have an affiliate code in the description in this video when we go live. But for now, Lovable has been a good partner for me. I've been happy with it. I've gotten frustrated with it at times, but that's just AI. It's not smart. It is dependent on you to be the driver. So that's what I've learned how to be, is a patient driver. But as you look through, I've got my courses, my lessons, my topics, and you can see things like, well, I didn't want to recreate these manually. So I created an import from LearnDash function. So I could take the export from LearnDash and import it into the site and populate my courses in a streamlined way. So you can do anything you want. You don't have to move things from here to there manually anymore. It's just not necessary. I probably would just give it the import file now and tell it to import the course instead of building an importer, but uh, I only had one course. I didn't need to do all that, but you live and you learn. Lessons, topics, tests and quizzes, certifications. Okay, I'll skip over that. Learning analytics. This is also likely, well, probably right on the user side, but I don't think we've sold any courses yet, guys. Maybe my pricing isn't quite where it needs to be. We'll have to inspect that. I've been thinking about that a little bit lately. We're going to test some different prices. We'll probably run some ads and see if we can drive some traffic to the page and see what sticks. So we do have an event this week. It's not on our calendar. I've been focusing on a lot of different things, so I'm dropping the ball. But we're going to come back and get that in there. Come back to discoveraio.com later this week and take a look at our events calendar, and you can see what's going on. Nothing in the event analytics or registrations, obviously. We have our directory, we have our settings, we have our community, and all of the settings that go along with that. We have our email engagement. So I've actually built an entire email marketing platform inside of this where we can preview and send test messages and manage the notifications that are happening inside of the system. This is also something that is cumbersome. This is really beneficial if you need somebody else to be able to manage these things, but look how many notifications are here. This can be very time consuming to manage manually. I would rather use AI. And I can use AI. I can tell Lovable to interact with my database and make changes to these things. Pretty straightforward. Surveys. I actually have the ability for people to take surveys, and the surveys can serve as payment to get access to different resources. So that's another kind of advanced function that we built into this. Data, original data is a very valuable thing. AI rewards. And so for us to be able to have surveys that we can share out with the industry and get that original data, that's going to help us to show up higher up in search results. So we'll leverage the community to be able to get that original data. And this is one more way that this becomes our moat. And we have the ability to manage it all. So, what are the products that we're selling? What are the membership tiers? What are the subscriptions that we have? To, what's the flow of billing and payments? Let's be able to see all that right here in the same system. What does the points economy look like? Who has points? What is going on over there? Am I giving points away? Are people gaming the system? Who's referring to the platform? I haven't built in a banner ad generator. This is outdated now, but um, when we first launched, we did a pre-launch and we had these ads running on our Exponent 21 website, and you could see our support tickets, support agents. This is about being able to assign individuals to those things and how our live chat works. We can make announcements that show up on the platform for people. And then we have all of our settings. So we can adjust and manage. We can manage our sitemaps for SEO purposes. We have our product roadmap so we can see what's coming down the pike. Now, I believe that all of this at this point is, again, out of my hands. I've handed this project off to the team, so they're running the show. But what can I say? I'm a competitive person. I like to win. I like to build. I like to think about how I can get ahead and carve out a little bit of comfort for myself, a little bit of wiggle room before the competition catches up. It gives me space to think and plan and design and create what's next. But tell me what you think. Leave a comment, ask questions. This is live. This is the very first application that I launched this year. And maybe I'll do a little bit of building here just because I feel like there was an opportunity for us to make a couple of fixes in the app. I might wrap up this session a little early today because, you know, it's Monday.
6 o'clock.
All right. So I noticed that when I was not logged in, the homepage wasn't showing the full directory. When I logged in, I could see what I was expecting to see. All of the items in the directory are to be seen publicly. They should not be restricted, as either the users have indicated that they have a public profile or they are profiles that we've added to be able to attract those businesses and experts to the table. And so we've added those manually, and they should also display. I recognize that we need to maintain security and prevent users' data from being revealed, but we do have a toggle and we do have the autonomy to publish profiles that we want to see that are unclaimed. All right. Take a look over here and Let me just see what we've got in here. I want to take a look and see if there's anything that I want to address right away. I think we can just talk about. It seems like when I take a look at the analytics data, there's some blanks in there. There's some zeros when I know that we have traffic. So, because this is a shared project, because we have multiple developers on this, I would normally have all these things populated into the product roadmap so that we have that visibility in our Asana, and also knowledge that the task was advanced. When you don't have that logged, then it can be something that might not be known. And these are kind of small changes, so I'm not too worried about it. These are actually things that I've been working on for some time now, and they should be fixed. But in any event, I'm slowly just kind of refining some things here. But for the most part, it's kind of up to my team to drive this home. And, hopefully we can get enough folks on this platform so that we can keep developing it and creating content that's going to help people and drive forward, as things are no doubt going to change. We're going to continue to see lots happen. If there's anything that you think I should build, whether it's something you want built or if it's something that you just think it would be fun to see me build it, let me know. Leave a comment wherever you're watching, and I will give it a stab. I'd do it tonight. I would do it in another session. I like to think through these problems so I can kind of help you diagnose the challenge and think through what might be possible. Try to whip something up that might be fun and effective. All right. So, if you are joining me for the very first time, visit studio.willmelton.com. I'm chronicling a 52 app build year, one for every day of the year. Yes, also one for every card in a card deck. We'll make a card deck at the end of all this, I suppose. Somebody asked me that the other day. All right. So there's a couple of things that I can tell you about Lovable. Shortcuts, I suppose. Lovable has the ability to see your code base and some history of your chat. So you have the ability to kind of trust that it knows a little bit. It often focuses primarily on the things that you're doing, but I'm going to give this a prompt right now because I realized that I right now do not have frequently asked questions in the system, and I need to get some. And I'm not going to take forever to write some. I'm going to go ahead and get something published, and then I'll refine it as I go because I'm sure it won't be what I want. Right now, we have no frequently asked questions. Here's what I want to do. I want to create a mix of frequently asked questions that are a combination of questions about Discover AIO, its purpose, its utility, how it works, how people can engage. You can take a look at the code base for that, as well as answering questions that are specific to how to optimize a website for AI. There's a lot of nuanced questions. There is a ton of content in my course in the database that we can extract from. These should be optimized for AI search. They should be human friendly, but they should also be structured to appeal to AI algorithms. And They should be easy to read, be trustworthy, encouraging. They should make people feel good. I want to publish 20 FAQs to start, even between platform and industry questions. So this will take a little while because it's going to write all this, and I'll end up burning through some credits to get it done, which is fine. That's what I expect. But what I'm aiming for here, and the reason I'm using AI to write these as opposed to going about it the way that I normally would, which is using a workflow builder to create, and we have them, but to create a really good AI SEO friendly workflow for writing this content. Right now, I'm mostly interested in populating the content to make the site more robust and to give potential users more information. Right now, this is a good landing page, but it's not the best landing page, and there's more information that we can share with people to help them appreciate what it is that this is intending to do. And so I hope that by injecting some frequently asked questions, we can mitigate any kind of question marks that people might have that might keep them from joining the platform. But as I said, I will come back and refine these questions, and I will add to them. 20 is not enough. I could come up with 200. I could come up with 2,000 frequently asked questions, and it will drive people to this website because I took the time to answer important questions that people are looking for the answers to. And they're not really looking for the answers at the end of the day. They'd rather have the answers in their pocket, but they don't. So they're searching. But they don't want to search. That's friction. They want confidence in their decision. And it takes that research to do it. So our job is to help people eliminate that friction, give them access to the information that they're looking for. But first, we have to anticipate what it is they're asking, what they want to know, what don't they know. And this entire industry, this profession, what I've unpacked, what I'm teaching you through Discover AIO is how to do it. What matters, what people care about, what tools to use, what methods to use. It's all right here. And I hope that we can be the leading platform for everything related to AI SEO as we embark on this journey. I am spoiled. I do have a digital marketing agency that has a team of people that I can kind of pick from and pull from and get to contribute to these projects in different ways. And that means that they get advanced. If you were doing this on the side, you'd have to work nights and weekends. I do that too, but at the same time, as a side hustle, if you didn't have staff, you'd be doing the work. And that's what this is about. If you want to build something for yourself, this is the way to do it. So this does take some time. I do have a lot of content for it to pull from. So it might have even learned from the content how to do a better job at writing the content. We'll see. Um, that's also very possible, very likely that it did that. I could read more about how it went and how it decided to do what it did. But today, we're not getting those details that were promised. So let's go take a look at the content. I don't think there's a way to get to the frequently asked questions. So what we're going to do, I would like to add a frequently asked questions page if we don't have one already, and it definitely needs to be on the menu and in the footer. And then the other thing that I'd like to do is put a few of the relevant frequently asked questions on the home page. in a 3-column grid similar to what we have elsewhere, uh, so that we can bring people in. I'm gonna have to get some new music. I have been playing the same playlist for the last couple of days, and I have to get some fresh tunes. I have a week until we get together again Saturday at 1 p.m. So I'll have some time to put something together that's fun, I think. And let's see. Studio.melton.com. Join the referral program. There's details in here about that. If you want to find out the way that it works in Virginia, I cannot pay you a commission. I have to pay you a referral fee. So those terms are in here when you sign up, and you'll be able to actually get the amounts that come with different sale points, different investor points. But this is all above board. I want to make sure that we are rewarding people for sending folks our way. And I don't know. I think one of the things that I've learned as I've gone down this path is I cannot do it alone. I cannot build these businesses by myself. I can't automate everything. I have to have other people tune their attention into these things and give me a little bit of their attention and time in exchange for something of value. And if you have other ideas for how I might be able to do that, please let me know. I'm always eager to respond. All right, so let me just see where we're at with the build on this. We were looking for frequently asked questions. So yeah, that's the thing. I gotta publish this so that everybody else can see. I'm gonna check our security here in a minute. Last I checked, those were outdated. But I want to just scope out our changes here. It's going to take a second for that to get pushed up. You notice I'm not doing more QC on this than kind of a minimum. I'm not doing anything to affect, at this point, the checkout experience. And so the content experience is a lower bar for concern when it comes to QC. So I'm mostly just interested in seeing. I guess I could look at it here before I go live, but I think it just went. And then we want to take a look at the home page to see how that got pulled in. Doesn't look like 3-column FAQ grid. I'm not seeing a 3-column FAQ grid on the home page. Did you add it to a different page? Do we have a second homepage someplace that I'm not aware of? Do we need to delete that so that we're not confused? Some of these bigger builds get bogged down with some old code, and I find that if you're not diligent about cleaning up that stuff, it can sometimes get you behind schedule a little bit with these things because it does what you want it to do, but it does it to the wrong thing. It codes the wrong file. I'll show you the back end of this. There's a ton, and this is just the home folder. Some of this stuff is planning files because I was deep in planning mode for a time, but just a lot that goes into these builds. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. So hopefully you can appreciate why something like this might take months, whereas something like sound rewrite could be done in a matter of weeks, a couple of weeks. Just very different level of engagement between different users in the system and everything else. Okay, let's see if it added it this time. Can you please take a screenshot of the FAQs on the homepage so that I can see what you're talking about? Because I still cannot see them. Sometimes I find that if you ask for proof, it gets caught in the moment and it recognizes, oh, wait, I didn't do it right. But I don't know why. It's not working. I don't understand what is preventing it from actually taking the action I've prompted it to take. Sometimes I'll ask it to not actually code anything and tell me why, give me the diagnosis first. I'll read this right now and just see if we can't find anything out. Yeah, well, so I did find the problem here, and it's literally home.tsx versus index.tsx. So there are two home pages. The reason why there are two home pages is because I had a pre-launch, and our initial launch happened before we were live to the public, and we had some early subscribers that we extended access to. Okay, so it looks like that got done. So I'll double check now. Oh yeah. Okay, I can get with that. All right, so I'm going to publish this and I'm going to wrap up today because my energy's getting low and I'm going to take care of myself. It's been a pretty good day. We are week 2 in our new office, 316 West Broad Street, downtown Richmond, Arts District. And we are opening up a new studio, so that's something that's kind of exciting. This is not an actual representation of the studio, but it very well could be. We are going to be starting to rent this out to folks and helping with production beginning in March, maybe sooner than that if we are ambitious enough. But that is in the cards. That's one of the things that we're building here. You can check this out too. It's westbroadstudios.com. But this is just a little taste of why I'm building all the things that I'm building. I'm trying to get a few things done, trying to save a little bit of money, make the most of the resources that we have acquired. And that's my life. So this is going to be the same story as always. This website has one of the things that I find with Lovable is if you have a public directory and users are asked to share their information, even if they've indicated yes and you've given them the opportunity to do so, Lovable will continue to flag these events or these instances as lacking security. So that is part of the issue there. We'll take a look at the warnings and the info once this gets updated. But the security scans take a little bit of time, and they slow you down, but they're necessary, and you want to make sure that you move through them because you don't want to be putting stuff out on the web that puts you at risk or your customers. You don't want people mad at you because you didn't take the extra time. And you need to know a little bit about this stuff. You've got to play, you've got to do the discovery on it so that you can know for sure. And so I'll have to investigate these things. Looks like I've got two errors and 5 warnings at this point. But as I said, I am feeling a little slow. It is late. It's Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed following along. DiscoverAIO.com is the place to be if you are in the business of being found by customers. Doesn't matter the industry, this works for everybody. So I know I talk a lot about the profession and professionals, but anybody and everybody who has a business or has business interests can benefit from showing up. And anytime somebody asks AI a question, and this is what we're designing, this is what we're helping people to do. So that's a wrap. We will see you again on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's our next live session. You can see our entire schedule at studio.willmelton.com. It'll show up here when I'm not live. And you can actually watch our previous sessions. So we keep a log of all of these live sessions. And sometimes I don't always remember to wear my beautiful orange glasses, but most of the time I get it right. Thank you guys for joining me today. Hope you had a good time. Hope you have a good night. Hope you have a great week. Valentine's Day is coming up. We are season of love. Love your loved ones. Tell them. Let them know. Follow me again. Hang out with me next week, this week. And yeah, that's a wrap.